Episode 4 of Things at Work. Jill shows us a flip book used for student information, and if you're using alcohol wipes to clean your ear molds, you're going to want to watch this. Guilty. Enjoy.
Now we're and all of the apps and everything are behind you. Well, I'll take a picture of that later. Okay.
So when I went to IFE last spring, I saw a little flip book for in-servicing purposes, and I was like, ooh, I want to make a flip book. So I gave everybody a copy. You probably want to take the staple out of the corner and probably put the staples on the top. And if you cut each of your pages where it says cut, it makes a flip book.
Oh my gosh.
So do you see how it flips?
And we can color code that too.
What I put on the front page, I put, Nathan, whatever, and I write his school and his grade and his teacher. I kind of use this just for kids who have FM. And it's not in place of the in-service because there's still a lot to say, but it's a good reference packet for them to access whenever they need it. And then the next flip would be how to contact me. So it would just be my name, my email, my phone number, maybe where my office is. And the next one, I just literally go on their accommodations and I cut and paste it. I just, not cut and paste, like I cut and put it in a Word document, and then I cut the Word document and glue it in there. That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
And then the audiogram, I'm sure everybody saw those audiogram of familiar sounds, and it's got the pictures and stuff. I have just tons of copies of that. I plot their audiogram, cut it, paste it in there. And then the next page, their equipment. So I usually go to either the Phonak site or the Oticon site, and I grab a couple pictures, or I just will Google like T30 transmitter or something from Oticon, and I put it on a Word document. And I have just a couple little notes about it, like maybe what the flashing colored lights mean. Green is good, red is mute, red flashing is mute, red solid is off, whatever. Little picture of their equipment there. And then under impact of hearing loss, I'll go to that website, ishi.illinois.org, ishi-illinois.org, is it dash Illinois? And I'll look at the best practices handbook, and I'll look up the kids' hearing loss, and I'll stick it's a great page, like it'll say possible accommodations, impact, how could impact speech, impact of their hearing loss. And so I'll look up their particular hearing loss, and I'll copy that page right there. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's great, yeah.
So it's just so it turns into this little flip book, and then the teacher, and so I have the kids help me make this in May for whoever their teacher will be in the fall. And I always have them make 2 copies, so they bring one home that they can talk about with their family and talk about what they learned and whatever. And then one that I save, and I just add the teacher's name when I find out who the homeroom teacher is. I add that in the fall when I find out who it is. And so when I in-service about how to use the equipment, this isn't in place of the in-service on how to use the transmitter and impact of hearing loss and stuff like that, but it's a good just ready reference material for the teacher to just have, and they usually just keep it right by their FM box. And I like flip books. I think flip books are fun.
Well, and I always tell my teachers to put it in like their emergency evacuation file and in their subfolders as well, because then that way everyone kind of knows what's going on.
It's a good idea.
As well, yeah.
Do you have a color copy of that? Like on
Of this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure my original was in color, but I don't have a color printer at school, so it printed it only black and white, yeah. I mean, I just put silly clip art. You could change the clip art on there, but
But the measurements are nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that
Yes,
Yeah.
so I made it just very generic that it's not kid specific at all, and you just cut each of your pages and then just put the 2 staples at the top, and it just, flips nicely.
That's very cool.
Thank you.
Yay! Yeah.
I have one more thing to share.
Sure.
So the two audiologists that my district uses are educational audiologists, and they are one specifically is very much into research and data. And all the research like this year has been, don't use alcohol wipes on hearing aids anymore. It is breaking down the material in the hearing aids, on the ear molds, and it's breaking them down, and it's damaging, and you should not use alcohol wipes anymore. This is what they are recommending. They're called audio wipes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
everybody knows this. Okay, so audio wipes. I just took this picture from Amazon a second ago. Amazon.com, you can get 100 for $21. My district was happy to buy me a pack of them, of 100. They're just gentler. They're not they're not harsh on the ear mold material, and they're not breaking them down.
That's really good to
So,
know.
not supposed
Because
to
yeah,
use
because I have
alcohol
a
wipes
bunch of
anymore.
alcohol wipes.
Yes,
Yeah.
so did I. So do I. So now they're saying audio wipes.
Okay.
And so I found this by Oak Tree Products. It's kind of a bigger towelette than an alcohol wipe. It's almost like too big for just a little ear mold and stuff, but
I've
it's
written
just
mine
gentler. What?
I've ripped mine in quarters,
Oh, do
and
you
then
rip
I
them?
save them.
And they
you
stay
fold-
wet?
For like a day or two, if you fold the foil, pack it back over, they'll stay for a day or two.
Okay, that's good to
Or I'll
know.
use like one wipe with all my kids that day, like just rip it up in quarters.
Oh,
And then when
some
I
of mine get grody. Like,
when I reuse it, like one wipe will
part
last
of it.
me
Yeah, gotcha.
for 3 or 4
Yeah,
days.
it says it's a 5-inch by 8-inch towelette, which is like way too big. Like
They're pretty good.
alcohol wipe size is perfect.
Yeah.
These are too big, but they're just nice.
Tubs.
Yeah, I
so
saw.
I asked my district to purchase one for each classroom. And
Oh, that's
it's-
so nice.
It can be like 5. Let me look up the website, but there's a nurse website that's different than Oak Tree, and they sell them for cheaper by the tub.
Oh,
The tubs
and
are
there's
cheaper
still
than-
audio wipes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you Google audio wipes for hearing aids, this is what comes up. So
Perfect. That was a good one. Thank you.
Sure.
That was really informative.
That's good warning.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Thank you. Yay.
you're welcome.
If you have some ideas that you want on here and you want them presented, or you want to tell me about it and I will present it, or if you want to be on here and you present it, or if you have some pre-made video and you want to send it to me, I am all about it, and I am more than happy to run it and do it, and let's do it. So please, if you're interested, send me an email at thingsthatworkdhh@gmail.com. Thanks.